At the start of the evening, members of the audience were asked to turn off their phones or switch it off to silent. May I have a show of hands of all members of the audience who currently have a cell phone on them? That's a lot, almost everyone. So, and is there anyone here part of Generation Z, born roughly between 1995 to 2009? That's a few as well. And members of this generation has been exposed towards technology from a young age. And I am also part of Generation Z, and today I'm going to talk about how technology can empower, connect individuals and communities, particularly girls, to achieve their full potentials. And there is no question as how technologies or communication technologies has transcended the geographic boundaries or learning and inquiring about other cultures and languages. The abilities to learn about each other is a key aspect of global citizenship and for connecting hearts and minds around the world. However, there is an assumption that all members of the Generation Z or Gen Z have been grown up using technologies and are connected to the internet. However, in the United Nations in 2021, estimated that 37% of the world population, or 2.9 billion people, have still never used the internet. And communities can learn and gain knowledge from each other through educations and books. However, this may limit local cultural context only. And proper access to the internet cannot only allow people to connect, but also to learn about diverse cultures and perspectives. And I grew up in Tulkok, in Phnom Penh, at a time without proper access needed for Wi-Fi and connectivities. And just like millions of other children, I want a device to be more connected, to play game, and in general to have fun. However, I still lack an internet access to technologies. I still lack an internet, and to be connected, I have to find local businesses like coffee shop that offered Wi-Fi to their customers. And another challenge I had accessing to the internet was my English language skill. I remember trying to find skit content in Khmer, but during that time, most content was available in English, so this led me to explore English-speaking content like the Hashtag Sister, music videos, slime making tutorials, and rooms tour. However, so this shift me from watching kids shows, which I barely understood, to English educational ones. And when I turned 14, I was encouraged to join Empowering Youth in Cambodia, or EYC, an organization which provides equitable access to education to community in Phnom Penh. An organization around the world are helping children to access to education and technologies, and by providing them the learning opportunities. And EYC helped me to not only improve my English, which gave me a wider access to the information available on the internet, but also gave me an opportunity to study about technologies and how to use it. So, throughout my high school education journey, I learned typing, how to use Microsoft Robot, how to use Microsoft Office, robotics, coding, and programming languages. And my first impressions hearing about coding, my initial thought was it was a tool for hacking. I did not realize the educational power of coding and what it can be used for. And coding isn't just about creating games or building websites, it's also about the logic, or we can say algorithm you're applying behind each step, the structure of code, and how everything connected to one another to create something functional. So I'm gonna give you an example. You begin with programming languages like Python and C++. So in most programming languages, they share common foundations like syntax, database, functions, and libraries. And those shared elements make it easier for those programming languages to transition from one language to another. So, for example, if I wanted to display coded text like the phrase "Hello World," "Hello World" is the most common one for programming languages. So in Python, you will write the code like this. You notice the syntax, right? But when you click run, it will print out the word "Hello World." While in C++, you write it this way, and when you click run, you also see the word "Hello World." So you notice that they produce the same output, but Their syntax are different, but the concept is the same. Similarly, when you're talking about learning spoken languages like Khmer and English, you encounter universal structures like grammar, sentence constructions, and variations in dialects or accent. And everyone can contribute to the open source projects of the global citizenships by using our skill to debug global issues and build a more sustainable world. An effective global citizen are fluent in multiple perspectives, translating their value into something meaningful and create understanding across cultures' boundaries. And in today's digital age, unequal access to education and technology still exists, particularly affecting girls and those in remote or rural areas. However, young leaders around the world are helping to bridge this gap by helping to foster STEM opportunities and launching innovative startups. And Bong Bing Huang Kao delivered an inspiration speech at the Power for Girls launched at the United Nations headquarters in New York City in April 2025. Through collective action, she is helping to overcome the societal expectation that discourage girls from pursuing higher education in technology. And now, she is a girl who is powerful and she explores, she learns and discovers her passions at a young age. She discovered her passion for technology and now empower other girls to explore tech world. And everyone, you can also contribute to bridge the digital divide. Start using technology and connection you already have, like the cell phone in your pocket. Use your voice. You can access to knowledge and information available on the internet about global issues related to education and access to technology. Use your voice to raise awareness and share resources with your community. And small action like sharing resources, sharing knowledge can have a powerful ripple effects and create significant change. And greater opportunity arise when we actively engage with our community, whether it is supporting organizations through volunteering or monetary donation, they can make a difference. And if you have digital skills, consider sharing them, because why not? And especially through young people, and your time and support can also inspire them to be the future's leader. And my story, from a girl who grew up in an area without proper access to the internet, to someone who can code, pursue higher education and technology, those opportunities were made possible by the power of technologies and the support of organization. And my story is similar to other millions of girls who still lack access to the technology, but they have the same dream, the same potential, and they're waiting for their chance to connect. So that's why I urge you today, ladies and gentlemen, let's bridge the digital divide for girls. One click, one connection, one opportunity at a time. Whether it is supporting organizations on the ground, mentoring young people, or advocating for greater access, each of us has a role in ensuring that technology can truly empower all of us to reach our full potential. Thank you.